Ayan, hello everyone. So this is BME2 Strategic Management, in and Hospitality Management. Okay, so course information. This is Strategic Management, in and Hospitality. So that is the course title. And you have the course code, which is the BME2. And place of the course in the program, this is a core subject. So means to say you should be skilled of this subject of yours to be able to learn more and um, make use to of the skills when you graduate, or even though not graduating, no, you can still use the strategy in life. Okay, so next is we have credit, that is 3 units, and the contact hours per week, we have 3 hours. So we'll be having a 3 hours per session every week with 52 hours for the whole semester. Okay, so now professor's information. I know some of you already met me or was a teacher before in your previous subject. So I'm Christine Redondo Pacheco, and a BSHRM graduate with MBA, and now I am on my PhD in management. So contact information, we have C Pacheco at primsu.edu.ph, and you have there my cell phone number and consultation hour. Please be reminded of my consultation hour. That is every Monday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So these are my online classes. So there you can see the hours allotted for each day, and of course with every sections. Okay, so please be guided. Okay, so now we move to the course description. So this is a 3-unit course that introduces learners on the basic concepts on strategic management in hospitality and tourism. It is a straightforward approach in establishing the key dimensions of the external and internal context in which strategic content and the strategy process are embedded in the hospitality and tourism industry. So it emphasizes an appreciation for the competitive nature of the business environment and the need to develop matching strategies in order to maintain a competitive edge among rivals in the industry. So that is our course description. We now move on with the learning objective. So this course is aimed to or aimed at equipping learners, the future leaders and the managers of hospitality and tourism. So with an advanced contemporary knowledge of strategic management, specifically, it helps learners to develop the analytical and practical managerial skills they will need to do their jobs professionally and efficiently. So the holistic approaches to strategic management, which emphasize synergies between external and internal environments, are highlighted. So the course material to be used in this subject is structured in a model approach to both help the learners understand the basics of strategic management and develop their own independent approaches to the complexities and uncertainties of tourism and hospitality business environment. So, what will be our teaching learning approaches? So, this will be a flexible learning approach wherein we're going to use the synchronous and the asynchronous. So we'll be able to use Facebook, Edmodo, Zoom, Google Classroom, and other platforms, no, that we can utilize for this learning. And the course content, of course. So this is very important. Make sure you have your pens with you so you could know the output. So with this, the outputs are very important because these are the things that you need to do and submit it to me or submit it in our Facebook page, where in our group your portfolios there, wherein you can upload all those outputs that are actually needed in this topic. So for example, this course content or first course content or first topic, the nature of strategic management. So we have the objectives here to better develop understanding about the strategic management framework and its objectives and define key terms pertaining to strategic management and their significance. So the output that is needed here is a schematic of the strategic process. So an example of reoccurring process that helps you to be a better manager or a person. So it could be a video or a consolidated pictures, or it could be also a poster wherein you will see the process in that poster. So another output is a 7 days of same routine or different exercises. So for example, from Monday to Sunday, you will have this routine that you are doing every day. So you need to take that video and then consolidate it into one strategic way of you making yourself a better person or a better manager or a better in life. So for example, you do different exercises, or for example, you jog, you take those videos and then you are going to upload it in your portfolio. So later on, I will be discussing that if ever we'll have a synchronous activity wherein we will be meeting each other, so you can throw questions regarding those outputs. So that is a 7 day of same routine for different exercises. So for example, you do everyday jumping rope. So you need to record them, so to show that you are actually doing those routine. So another output is the self-assessment exercise that is actually available in your Facebook group, wherein I will be posting every module per topic or per content. Okay, so we move on with the second topic, which is the strategy in the tourism and hospitality context. So the objectives here are to better develop better appreciation on the importance and organizational context of strategic decision making and explain what strategy often contains in practice. So another objective is to have a better understanding of the meaning of mission, vision, and values, and describe the typical contents of the statements and analyzes examples of mission and vision statement from relevant tourism and hospitality. So what are the outputs needed in this topic? Create a summary of your achievements for the last 2 years of your life and compare it to your latest year. So like, for example, to year 2018 to 2019, compare it to 2020 and 2021, and enumerate all the things that you still want to accomplish before the year ends. So that is your first output. So another output is make a 1-year calendar of your activities following Covey's 7 habits highly effective people. And then consider life situations you are familiar with and provide an example of a plan strategy, a ploy strategy, and a pattern strategy wherein it will be discussed in your module. Okay, so another output is the self-assessment exercise that is actually in your module also, wherein you are going to submit it also to your individual portfolios I will be creating in the page. Okay, so next is analyzing the internal environment and hospitality and tourism. So to better define the hospitality and tourism context and evaluate characteristics and types of hospitality and tourism organization. So to discuss how characteristics of hospitality and tourism organization may influence the application of strategic management practices in hospitality and tourism organizations. So the outputs here would be provide a brief explanation of the structure of the tourism and hospitality sectors. So explain the linkages between them. Use videos, pictures to support your answers. Okay, so for example, I'm going to explain tourism and hospitality, differentiate the two. Okay, and then under that, you could actually support tourism by inserting videos that is actually representing tourism sector. And then the other one is the hospitality, wherein you will create a video or consolidated pictures, wherein it will provide a definition of the hospitality industry. And then explain the linkages, the difference of each of these industries. Okay, so next we move to the fourth content, which is the analyzing the external. The earlier was internal, and now we have the external environment in hospitality and tourism. So the objectives of this is to better understand the meaning of macro environment and to describe the components of each of the five-step influence and be able to apply them to relevant tourism and hospitality contexts. So outputs answer the following with supporting pictures and documents in a PDF form. Why is tourism and hospitality different from other service-based sectors in relation to its impacts, and explain why tourism and hospitality is so susceptible to external shocks, and discuss why an understanding of the characteristics, features of tourism and hospitality is important to manage operating in this sector. Okay, now we move on to the fifth content, which is the strategy analysis. So the objectives of this is to better understand various tourism and hospitality contexts in which competitive strategy and strategic directions have to be considered. Explain the concept of competitive advantage. So to explain the role or core competencies and distinctive capabilities in building competitive advantage. To identify the strategic direction available to organizations, to identify where core competencies and strategies can be exploited, and to provide illustrative examples from tourism and hospitality organizations of competitive strategy and strategic there. And the outputs: make a live portfolio using pictures, text, videos, and others that will support your goal in reaching your dreams after graduation and looking at yourself 10 years from now. So it's like making a future you. So how do you see yourself? So you can include your objectives, your mission, your vision, the hindrances that might encounter in that life of yours 10 years from now. So that is the output. Okay, so next is we have the strategy formulation approaches. So to better describe where implementation fits into the strategic process, to understand how the characteristics of tourism and hospitality may have an impact on the implementation process, to explain the role of resource planning in strategic implementation, to explain how and why corporate culture plays an important part in implementation, to understand the link between structure and strategy, to evaluate essentials of change management, and to assess the management and leadership styles necessary to implement changes. So the output would be explain the advantages of centralization and decentralization in the tourism and hospitality and events context. So cite advantages and disadvantages. So provide supporting documents like pictures, text that will support your answer. And last is the strategy case analysis. So in this one, the output would be group output. So you will be dividing yourself into 7 groups, wherein you will study all those cases, and then you will report them. Now you will report them. You will do a video wherein that video will be participated by your group mates, and then it will be posted in the Facebook group wherein other groups will be participating by asking questions, and points would be also how you answered the questions of your classmates. Okay, so for example, case 1 is there are 4, or how many are you in the group? So some of you are actually 40 in the section, so it will be divided into 7, so that would be 4, diba? 4 or 3. So kapag tatlo kayo magre-report ng case 1, and then you will do a video reporting, and then analysis of that case, and then you will be posting it in the group wherein all your classmates will also ask questions about that case. Okay, so the points would be how you able to answer those questions. Okay, so and also those students also has a grade if they ask questions. So that would be their participation. This is actually your final project. Okay, so I will be discussing more about it when we have our online or the synchronous activity. So we move on with the course requirements. We have the project, the examination, which is the midterm and finals, the active participation in online class, attendance in scheduled video chat or group chat, graded recitations, online basis, assignments, and quizzes. So how am I going to grade those requirements? We have course grading criteria. Through the participation, you have the 20%, the online assignment and activities, you have the 30%, the online quizzes, you have 20%, major examination via Google form, that is 20%, and the project, you have 10%. So a total of 100%. So how am I going to end up with your semestral grade? That is midterm grade plus final term. So 50% for the midterm, 50% for the finals, a total of 100%. So that is the totality of your subject. So if there are questions, you could easily ask me in our group chats, and I'll be answering it in the proper time and day. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation, or the introduction of your subject. So that's all for now. God bless and good day.